It is isolating and lonely to be in that place, trying to self-advocate and find answers by yourself. I felt like I was going through so many doors, looking for those answers and like being vulnerable and saying this is what I'm going through, and then they were being closed on me. It almost pushed me into poverty. My name's Maeve and I'm diagnosed with a condition called axial SpA. Axial SpA is an inflammatory condition which generally affects the joints and the spine, and some people go on to have something called spinal fusion. So it's a very painful chronic condition. Life before my diagnosis was very difficult. I first experienced symptoms when I was 23 years old. And yeah, I feel like when I look at these photos, I'm exuding energy and happiness. I think that was probably the last time that I wasn't experiencing much fatigue. It was quite a scary time for me at that point because I started to have eye inflammation and joint pain. I felt like I'd exhausted a lot of my options in terms of seeing lots of different consultants to find answers for what was happening. So it led me to kind of doubt myself and think maybe the pain was all in my head. That also had an impact physically because I started to ignore my symptoms, and I think also that led to a lot of depression. At some point I started having a lot of panic attacks as well. It's almost like my body was kind of calling me to really listen to it. Waiting for a diagnosis massively pushed me into financial insecurity because I was initially working full-time and then I was forced to work part-time around my symptoms. Yeah, I was just left living on universal credit, which isn't very much money when you're having to pay extra costs for your medical care. It didn't help me very much financially because I didn't have holiday pay or sick pay. And then I had 2 weeks of half-term holiday which wasn't paid by the agency I worked with, and 1 week of sick, and then I couldn't pay my rent that month. So that's when I ended up sofa surfing. I was pretty much sofa surfing for 1 year and 6 months, and then obviously that had another impact on my pain levels as well. It's just crucial that it's spotted early on so that the right treatment can really help to reduce those symptoms and slow down that progression early. You know, there's added costs when people are going to lots of different appointments. It uses NHS time and money. It also uses the individual's time and money. Yeah, really having that diagnosis early is going to save a whole lot of money for everyone involved.
The average 8.5-year delay to diagnosis of axial SpA costs the UK economy £18.7 billion per year, and an individual around £187,000. This needs to change. Find out more at actonaxialspa.com.